This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. We're back again.
So when we were out exploring, there was such a sweet smell in the air. It was just wonderful. Of course, everything's blooming, which is part of the reason my voice is gone because, you know, allergies to everything that's blooming. But the Sand Hill Plums are the wild plums were blooming, and it was just beautiful, and the smell was so sweet. But just these white blossomed bushes just all over the place, you know, in the ravines and little thickets. And that is one fruit, and there are not many, that are native to Kansas. You know, and one of the things, when I used to do a lot of the educational programming, Frank, when white settlers came to Kansas, you know, one of the things that they missed most were apples. Because obviously there's not any apple orchards here. And most people back east had had at least an apple tree in the yard. You know, most homes back then had an apple tree or two or three in the yard or had access to them. And we take an apple so for granted today. But they would have basically sold their soul to the devil to get an apple. You had Missourians coming over selling apples because they had been established a lot longer. They had orchards and stuff. So they would come over and spy selling apples, and people knew they were spying, but they didn't care because they wanted an apple so badly.
Geez, you know, there really was a Johnny Appleseed.
I have been to his grave.
And he really did give out seeds and trees and all that. Now, going to talk about plums, and this is kind of a bugaboo with me. Okay, you have plums, and they're nice and juicy. But if you dry them out,
you get a prune.
You get prunes. So why are they not dried plums? But you call them prunes.
Well, if you ever had one, you would know why. If you'd ever had one, you know why they call it a prune.
Well, I've had prunes, but the thing is, you know, and especially because they're advertising them again on television, and it's like they're dried plums, but you call them prunes.
But you call dried grapes raisins.
That's true. Never mind.
Yeah, never mind, Frank. Let's Sand Hill Plums, not to be confused with Sand Hill Prunes.
I'm done.
Yeah, you're really done.
The Sand Hill Plum, or Chickasaw plum, is native to the Sunflower State and is the most common wild plum in western Kansas. It is found naturally on sandy prairies where it is very effective in stopping blowing sand. Sand Hill Plum is similar to the American plum. Both form thickets from root suckers. The Sand Hill Plum reaches 3 to 4 feet high with a spread of 4 to 6 feet. Flowers are white and form in early April before leaves appear. Fruits are bright red or orange with a whitish film and 3/4 to an inch long. They mature in late June or July and persist to mid-August. Sand Hill Plum is a popular plant for use in developing wildlife habitat on sandy soils. The thorny thicket is valuable for songbird and game bird nesting, loafing, and roosting. Various other animals also use it for loafing, bedding, and escape cover. The fruit is consumed by numerous birds and other animals. This plant may be used as the outside row of a windbreak for ground level wind protection. White flowers are attractive and fragrant in the spring. Some people find its thicket forming habit objectionable in windbreaks. Sand Hill Plum is very effective in stabilizing blowing soil, and it is also used to stabilize stream banks and gullies. Besides all these uses, the fruit makes some fine wine, jam, and jelly.
I was in an accident where I fell off a roof. I don't know why I started to research stem cells, but I did. And I visited with the doctors. They were excellent. I had my neck done, my shoulders done, section of my back, my hips, my sacrum, my sciatica, and my tailbone. Now I am having better range of motion in my arms and my neck and my back. It was a long road to get there, but I'm so glad that I found them.